In the summer of 2012, a family moved into a remote farmhouse outside Hinsdale, New York, hoping for peace and quiet. On their third night, their 6-year-old daughter came downstairs crying. She said the man in the hallway told her to go back to bed. There was no man. But when her father checked the hallway, he found wet footprints leading from her bedroom door to the top of the stairs. No one in the house had wet feet, and it hadn't rained in days. The Hinsdale House sits alone on a stretch of land surrounded by dense woods in western New York. It's a modest 2-story farmhouse, unremarkable from the outside, but locals know its reputation. For decades, families have moved in and fled within months. Some leave without explanation. Others speak only in whispers about what happened inside. The house has been investigated by dozens of paranormal teams, and nearly all of them agree. Something in the Hinsdale house doesn't want to be ignored. The Dandy family lived there for 4 years in the 1970s. They were the first to publicly document the activity. It started small, objects moving on their own, doors opening after being locked, footsteps in empty rooms. But it escalated. Clara Dandy reported hearing voices mimicking her husband's, calling her name from different rooms when he wasn't home. Their children saw figures standing at the ends of hallways, tall, featureless shadows that never moved, only watched. One night, Clara woke to the sound of her son screaming. She ran to his room and found him pressed against the wall, staring at the closet. He said a man had stepped out of it and told him to stay quiet. The closet door was still open. No one was inside. Paranormal investigators who've entered the house describe a consistent pattern. The activity begins subtly. Cold spots, electronic devices draining instantly, the sensation of being watched. But the longer someone stays, the more aggressive it becomes. Objects are thrown. Voices shout from empty rooms. Investigators have recorded EVPs, electronic voice phenomena that include growls, screams, and phrases like "get out" spoken in multiple overlapping voices. One team recorded the sound of heavy furniture being dragged across the second floor. When they investigated, nothing had moved, but deep scratches had appeared on the hardwood, as if something had clawed its way across the room. One of the most disturbing reports comes from a man named Paul, who stayed overnight in the house in 2009. He set up cameras in every room and prepared to document whatever happened. Around 2 a.m., he heard footsteps above him, pacing back and forth. He went upstairs with his flashlight. The hallway was empty, but as he stood there, he heard breathing low, raspy, coming from directly behind him. He spun around. Nothing. Then his flashlight died. In the darkness, he heard a voice whisper his name, close enough that he felt breath on his ear. He ran. When he reviewed his footage the next day, the camera aimed at the hallway showed a shadow figure, standing exactly where he had been seconds after he left the frame. The most chilling detail is this. The land itself has a dark history. Before the house was built, the area was reportedly used for unknown rituals by settlers in the 1800s. Some researchers believe the house was built on a cursed site, and that whatever resides there isn't tied to the building, it's tied to the ground beneath it. The Hinsdale House still stands, though it remains largely unoccupied. A few paranormal teams conduct investigations each year, but most leave shaken and unwilling to return. The owners no longer live there full-time. They've admitted in interviews that the house pushes people out. It doesn't harm, at least not physically, but it makes you feel unwelcome in a way that goes beyond fear. It watches, it listens, and it remembers everyone who enters. Some believe the house itself is alive. Others think something far older has claimed it. Either way, those who've been inside agree on one thing. You're never alone in the Hinsdale House. You're just not wanted. This is frightening because it suggests that some places are claimed by forces that see us as intruders and they want us gone.